For today's double indie game review, we have two games that are very streamlined and easy to learn and won't take up too much of your time, with Nova Drift and One Button Bosses. Nova Drift has been a long time coming, at least 10 years in early access. This is a kind of shooter slash asteroids meets action roguelike. You're going to try and pew a variety of enemies wave after wave before they pew you first. Killing enemies will drop experience, which, once you've gotten enough, you'll be able to level up. Each level up, you'll be able to choose some randomly chosen mods. These mods can either affect your ship, your shield, your weapon, or give you some kind of power, such as teleport and more. And over the course of your run, you will need to try and put together the best build that you can, given what is given to you. So for the run that you're seeing, I went with the good old-fashioned super shotgun sniper option for me. As you play through, the waves will get harder, enemies will become more advanced, and you'll have a few boss fights along the way. Now, beating a run of Nova Drift is not the end of it. The game features multiple unlocks, and these unlocks come in a lot of forms, including giving you new mods that can appear in future runs, adding additional gameplay elements and rules that can show up, as well as making things harder with additional challenge modifiers that will give you more score, which will of course give you faster means of getting more experience and getting more unlocks down the line. Playing Nova Drift on level 1 is going to probably be on the easier side for anyone who has played any kind of, shmup or asteroid style shooter in the past 10 years. But going with all the difficulty modifiers on, that's a different story, and things will get a lot more challenging, such as having you start later in the kind of pool of waves, throwing harder enemies at you faster, and other nasty surprises. Now, at the end of the day, Nova Drift is still this kind of asteroid style shooter, and if you're not a fan of that kind of movement and shoot or gunplay, then I don't think the roguelike elements are going to work for you. But if you've enjoyed this style and looking for a very complete and very involved version of it, then it definitely is an easy recommendation. And of course, congratulations for the developer on releasing the game. So this one is definitely a pick if you're looking for an action roguelike with a lot of shmupping to go with it. We now go to One Button Bosses for a very different kind of shooting. We work at a company where the only way to rise up in a promotion is to, well, shoot our managers in a shmup style contest. As the title of this game alludes to, this is entirely controlled using one button. Your ship will automatically fire as long as you are moving. When you press a button, you'll be able to use your ship's specific kind of movement-based ability, and you'll unlock different ships as the game goes on. Each kind of movement ability will also impact how your strategy is going to be for playing. Having the ability to go or run fast means that you'll be able to send your ship faster to try and avoid bullet patterns, reverse will send it backwards, and so on. Now, each movement power is limited based on how often you can use it in a single moment, and the faster you kill your boss, the higher your rank will be, which will be used for unlocking more rewards, including more powers and more color palettes as well. Now, the combat here again is kept very basic. Your primary concern is going to be dodging whatever bullets, patterns, and other shapes that the bosses are going to be flinging at you. And each boss as the game goes on will start having multiple waves that you'll need to learn and master, especially if you want to try to get the highest rank possible. Now, the only issue that I have with this game is that being, again, a one-button focused title means that there is not a lot of interesting or deep mechanics in terms of the gunplay or any kind of upgrades along those lines. There is a separate roguelike mode where you'll need to balance getting different upgrades to help you while making progress that is separate from the kind of single-player slash story campaign. If you're looking for a very simple to get into boss rush game, then this one will certainly fit for you. But if you're again hoping for a game where there's a lot more involved with your shooting, more than you could fit on one button obviously, then this one may not be the best fit for you. But still a very solid game and a great concept for someone looking for something very different to go with their shoot-em-ups. And with that, we're going to wrap up our double review here. One Btn Bosses was played with a press key provided by the developer. Noah Drift, I honestly don't remember, since I got a key, or I've had this in my library for like 4 or 5 years now, so I'm not quite sure if this was a developer key or a retail key. But if you let me take a your game that can involve many buttons, one button, or no buttons, please reach out. Let me know what you think about these games in the comments down below, and with that said, have a great night, and see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.